Hi, boys and girls. For our reading lesson today, we're going to be looking at what we call layout. Layout is talking about how the information is organised on a page. The reason why we're looking at layout today is because we're thinking about why authors choose to organise information the way they do. But I'd also like you to be thinking about applying this to your own informative writing. For our mentor text, we're going to be looking at the informative text about Australia that we've been looking at in reading time. And we're going to be looking at pages 8, 9, 10, and 11. So let's start by having a look at this page about the Great Barrier Reef. Let's have a look at how the information is organised on the page. Straight away, I can see that there's this beautiful picture in the background of the Great Barrier Reef. It's the first thing that my eye went to when I started to look at the page. It's very big and it's bright and it's very colourful and appealing. Straight away, I thought this is a page that I'd like to read because it looks really interesting. Then I can see that right here is the information. So I'm just going to get my pen so you can see what I'm talking about. So having a look at this section here, and I'm a little bit messy with the pen, so excuse me for that, I can see the information is all grouped together on the bottom left-hand side of the page. I'm wondering why the author of the book didn't just include the information. Have a think about why they might have just included a little section here, a little fun fact here, a little did you know section, and then an image here. I think that they did that because if it was just a big block of information on the page, we wouldn't think it was very interesting. So this information here is all about the Great Barrier Reef. I'm going to quickly read it to you now. The Great Barrier Reef stretches 1,400 miles, 2,250 kilometres along Australia's northeastern coast. Colourful corals have built the reef over thousands of years. These tiny soft animals build hard skeletons around their bodies. The skeletons stay behind when the corals die. New corals live on top of the skeletons. The Great Barrier Reef is like a city under the sea. About 1,500 kinds of fish find shelter there. Dolphins, sea turtles, and whales swim nearby. Sponges, sea stars, snails, and thousands of other small animals also live on the reef. What I notice about that information is that it's only about the Great Barrier Reef. So the author doesn't bring in other information about other landmarks in Australia. It's only about the Great Barrier Reef. Just before we move on, I'd like you to take note here. Remember, we've been talking about subtitles. Here is the subtitle in the top left-hand corner. Over here, there's a fun fact about the Great Barrier Reef. It's the only thing that can be seen from space, the only living thing, that can be seen from space. Then down here, there's a little section where it talks about the dugong. And it's got a little did you know fact. And the reason why the author chose the dugong is because it's found in the Great Barrier Reef. So it doesn't talk about kangaroos and koalas because they're not found in the Great Barrier Reef. And I think that the author chose the dugong because it's an interesting animal.